In this class, we will understand how 2D arrays are stored in memory. In our previous classes, we had a detailed understanding about the concept of two-dimensional arrays. Now, based upon that concepts, we will try to understand how a two-dimensional array will get stored on the memory. So, to understand this concept, I have taken this simple two-dimensional array by name 2D, and here we are having a row index of 2 and a column index of 2, means we will be having 2 rows and 2 columns, and the elements in the first row are 7, 4, and the elements in the second row are 6, 9. And the kind of visualization that we had in our previous classes is, so this is the kind of visualization, it is in the form of a table. So the first row is having, there are 2 rows and 2 columns, but the question is how this table will get stored on the memory. So will it get as it is on the memory? No. Memory is contiguous, and the memory is linear, and the arrays, the elements of the arrays are stored in a continuous way. So how these elements will get stored on the memory is, to store the elements, a two-dimensional array elements on the memory, compiler uses 2 methods. One is row measure method or column measure order. So what is this row measure order and column measure order? Is it may implement, a compiler may implement the concept of row measure order, or it may implement the concept of column measure order. We will see both the cases, how the elements will get stored if the compiler uses row measure order, or how the elements will get stored if it implements the concept of column measure order. So here how many elements are there? 4 elements are there, and the elements of this array are integer types. Let's assume that the integer is occupying 4 bytes of space. So how many spaces, how many boxes, how many bytes of spaces are required? It is 16 bytes of space is required. And let's assume that the memory allocation is starting from 100 for this array. So how the elements will get stored on the memory if the compiler implements row measure order is row wise. Row measure order, the name itself is stating that row wise the elements will be identified, and row wise the elements will be stored on the memory. So what it means is, if you take this array, so this table, how this table will get implemented on the memory is, row wise the elements will be identified. The first element is 7, and in this row there are 2 elements, 7 and 4. So this is the sequence in which the elements will get stored. So after this, the second row, 6 and 9. If there is a third row, so it will go on. So this is how a row measure order implementation is done. Row wise the elements will be identified. Now can you guess? So starting from this 100, the first 4 bytes of space will be allocated for 7, and the second 4 bytes of space means 104 to 107. So this memory space will be allocated for 4, and the third 4 bytes of space 108 to 111, these memory allocations, these memory spaces will be allocated for 6, and the final 4 bytes of space 112 to 115 will be allocated for 9. So this is how a row measure order will get implemented. This is how the elements of a two-dimensional will get stored on a memory if it is implementing, the compiler is implementing row measure order. What if it is using column measure order? So I think you can guess the concept here. The column measure order means column wise the elements will get stored. Now can you guess? So starting from here, column wise the elements will get stored. So here the first column is having an elements. The elements in the first column are 7 and 6, and in the second column the elements are 4 and 9. So the first 4 bytes of space starting from 100 to 103, the first element is going to be 7, and the second 4 bytes of space will be allocated for 6, but previously it is allocated for 4. Try to understand this. Okay. So now the third 4 bytes of space will be allocated, this space will be allocated for 4, and the final 4 bytes of space, the 9 will be allocated in these final 4 bytes of space. So this is how the elements of a two-dimensional array will get stored on the memory. It may use the implementation of the compiler, may be a row measure order implementation, or it may be a column measure order implementation. So either of these cases, we have seen both the cases. So this is how the elements will get stored on the memory. Okay, so that's it for this video. In the next class, so how the calculations are done by the compiler to access the elements of an array. So what I mean to say is, for example, if I want to access 2D of, let's assume that it is 1, 1, means the first row, so first column, so the row with the number 1 and number 1, so this is the element that we need to access. How we can access if it is using row measure order or if it is using column measure order. The formulas. In our previous classes, in the one-dimensional array, we have seen the formula, the mathematics that is used by the compiler to access the elements of an array. In case of two-dimensional array, what are the mathematics, what are the math used, what is the math used by the compiler to access the elements if the implementation is row measure order or if it is a column measure order. We will understand these concepts in our next class. That's it for this video. See you in the next class.